It's become a beacon of Black culture during the summer festival season. Talking about Essencefest, after starting as a kernel of an idea 3 decades ago. I got a chance to speak with former Essence editor-in-chief Susan L. Taylor and chief content officer Michele Ghee about why the mission goes far beyond the music. Ladies, thank you so much. What an honor to have you both here. So appreciate the time. Susan Taylor, let's start with you. You started in 1970 at a little thing called Essence, right? A freelance fashion and beauty editor at the time. You later become editor-in-chief for nearly 20 years. Talk to us about building the Essence brand.
Oh my goodness, you know, it was the spirit of the times. We're talking about the edge of the Black Power movement when we were feeling ourselves, knowing our history, our culture, and how beautiful we were. And when Essence came along at a time where we could present a stage on which we could tell our stories, which we could show our beauty, the breadth of Black women's beauty. And it was a time of real empowerment for Black entrepreneurship. Lots of advertising agencies and media organizations grew out of that moment. And it was, you know, a team that was so excited to be there and do something that had never been done before.
And Michele, let's talk about that social impact that continues, right, to resonate with the audience. It was 55 years ago, and congratulations, you all recently celebrated. This is the cover. Susan Taylor happens to grace the cover here. What a beautiful photo here. And so May 1970 was the first issue. What do you think it is that keeps people so interested?
I mean, you think about our history. We've made progress, but there are systems that are trying to push us back. So I believe that this story, this narrative on all the screens now, right? Because now we have the power to tell our story across multiple genres is still necessary. I just recently Googled and it says 9 million Black women are still looking for mentoring. How is that possible when they have visions now of people that are successful and doing things and likes and followers, but we still have this need? And so if you look in this beautiful magazine, I was really intentional about this moment. Because, you know, you look at Miss Taylor, she walked in the room and I almost got a tear because I said she birthed a movement. Sure. I mean, she was like this thing that seemed untouchable, and this amazing thing she created. So it was about passing the torch.
And I remember, I have to say, growing up, both of my grandparents, they had the plastic covering all over furniture and everything, but they each had ottomans there, and it would be Essence Jet and Ebony magazine every time I'd go in there without fail. And so I think for so many people it is about being seen, right? And before that saying was even a thing, right? About, oh, I feel seen. But let's talk about Essencefest, now 30 years old. What was the initial mission when that first started?
It was our anniversary. And it was the 25th, and somebody made an offer and wanted to do a Black music festival. We said, let's do it. And then I thought, you know, we can't, in the second poorest state in the nation, have a festival that a lot of people won't be able to afford a ticket to. So let me create empowerment seminars. Let me bring the magazine alive, make it free and open to the public. And I think that first year I planned it, I don't know, maybe for 500 people, and 3,000 showed up, and it just has kept growing to the hundreds of thousands who come now. So that's what's so beautiful about it. And what I love is that Essence brings peace to New Orleans. It's a very challenged city. And, you know, as far as I know, there's really never been any major incident that was violent or anything that was disruptive, because we bring that spirit. The spirit of Essence.
Give us a sense of what you all are both looking most forward to about this year's Essencefest.
Well, I'm looking forward to making sure that we capture our stories and our content. As the head of content, I have the power to make Essence Festival of Culture a big content studio. And so I want to capture the stories that matter, not just celebrity and superstars, but everyday people.
This is the home of Essence Cares. After Katrina, I said, you know, we can't go back and do what we've done. We have to deepen our mission and vision and give something to our people who have struggled so much. And this is an opportunity this year to really raise money for what has become the National Cares Mentoring Movement in 58 cities, where we are recruiting mentors, training them, deploying them to the, oh my gosh, the underfunded schools where our children are losing ground and will not be able to imagine the futures that they deserve.
And Michele, as a chief content officer, you helped to create the theme We Are Made Like This. Explain what that means and why that timing is so appropriate.
So if anybody knows me, I'm a little girl from Oakland, California, and we have to be made like this. So it's our cultural affirmation as we move into a time that is so necessary to remember who we are, where we came from. One office, one situation does not determine our outcome. And so we are made like this. We are made for times like this, and we will not be silenced. So I'm excited. We're launching our Essence 360 app, which is the next phase of how we're going to serve her fully, with master classes, with wellness information. There might be some dating and some gaming and small businesses, but we're really trying to evolve how we reach her, because we know she spends 68% of her time on her screen, and so we want her to spend it with us.
Thank you so much. Congratulations,
Thank you.
continued
Thank
success. Michele Ghee, Susan Taylor, thank you.
Thank you, Linsey. We appreciate you. Thank you for the time.
Essencefest is this 4th of July weekend in New Orleans.